Welcome to Naresh.
I am Naresh, History faculty. On 4th October, UPSC has conducted prelims. In prelims examination, UPSC gave more importance to history. Out of 100 questions, 20 questions came from history only. Okay, from ancient India, 4 questions. From medieval India, 3 questions. From modern India, 9 questions. And art and culture, 4 questions. Okay, 20 questions. If you miss history, you will miss UPSC. You will miss civil services. Basics books. If you study basics books, you will not answer these questions. Everybody reading Spectrum. Spectrum is a guide. If you follow Spectrum, definitely some questions was missed. For example, age of consent bill or Rukmabai case. Okay, that was mentioned in Placido partition very detailedly. Okay, and you should follow detailed books. Okay, don't blindly follow single book. Okay, you should refer more books. Okay, definitely if you want to clear, you should follow Placido partition by Shekhar Bandyopadhyaya and Bipan Chandra, Modern India. Okay, every aspirant of civil services, they are only relying and depending on a spectrum. That is not a correct approach. You should depend on Modern India by Bipan Chandra, Grover and Grover, Placido partition by Shekhar Bandyopadhyaya. Okay, we'll see the questions and its analysis. Okay, we'll go to the questions. First question. The context of Indian history, the Ratmabai case of 1884 revolved around. First option, women's right to gain education. Second option, age of consent. Third option, restriction of conjugal rights. Here, Rukmabai case. Who is Rukmabai? Recently, Rukmabai name is in the news. Pune Jilla Parishad Hospital started special treatment to COVID-19 patients who is having no insurance. On her name, Pune Jilla Parishad Hospital giving free treatment to COVID-19 patients. Okay, who is Rukmabai? Rukmabai was a first qualified doctor in India. What is her case? Here, actually, she was married to Dadaji Bikaji at the age of 11. After 10 years, her husband is going to take her, but she is refused to go to husband's home and she wants to live with their parents and she wants to pursue education. So Dadaji Bikaji filed a case against Rukmabai. Okay, court gave verdict in favor of Rukmabai husband. Rukmabai refused to go to her husband home. Then court says that within 1 month she must go to husband's home, otherwise she will go to jail for 6 months. She opts for 6 month jail itself. She wants to go to 6 month jail. Okay. She wrote a letter to Queen Victoria. Okay, to dissolve this case. Queen Victoria studied this, know about this information, and She dissolved the case. Then Rukmabai went to London to pursue higher education. She completed uh, medicine and she practiced she practiced as a doctor. Okay, and here, as per Rukmabai case, marriage age was increased, and as because of this Rukmabai case, age of consent bill was introduced. So option 2 and option 3 is related to option 2 and option 3 are correct. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A 1 and 2, B 2 and 3, C 1 and 3, D 1, 2, 3. Here, Rukmabai case related to age of consent and restoration of communal rights. A marriage. She refused to go to her husband home. So this case is related to age of consent and restoration of conjugal rights, 2 and 3. So answer is B is correct. Second question, with reference to cultural history of India, which one of the following is the correct description of the terms paramitas? Option A, the earliest Dharmasastras text written in apohistoric or sutra style. Option B, philosophical schools that did not accept authority of Vedas. Third one, perfections whose attainment led to the Bodhisattva path. Option D, powerful merchants guilds of early medieval South India. Okay, here answer is C, perfections whose attainment led to the Bodhisattva path. Paramita, this word related to Buddhism. In Buddhist literature, paramita is called as perfection. Okay, we'll see the analysis in the next slide. Paramita is a Buddhist term often translated as a perfection. Perfection, okay, is a good character and there is no errors. Okay, it is described in Buddhist commentaries as a noble character, qualities generally associated with enlightened beings. If a person got enlightenment, that person had perfection. Okay, to get perfection, every person should follow some qualities, some noble qualities. Okay, for example, a enlightened person, a bodhisattva, should have these qualities. Okay, there is 6 qualities, noble qualities. First, prajna, wisdom; dhyana, meditation; virya, energy; shanti, patience; shila, morality; dana, generosity. A bodhisattva, a person, an enlightened person, should have these all 6 characters, these all 6 qualities in his. Okay, we'll see the next question. Third question, indigo cultivation in India declined by the beginning of the 20th century because of option A, peasant resistance to the oppressive conduct of planters. Option B, it's unprofitable in the world market because of new inventions. Option C, national leaders' opposition to the cultivation of indigo. Option D, government control over the planters. Here, we'll see the options. First option, peasant resistance to the oppressive conduct of planters. Planters created pressure on peasants. Peasants started revolts from 1857 onwards, but planters never replied. Planters never accepted peasants' demands. So first option is wrong. Second option is correct. It is unprofitable in the world market because of new inventions. Indigo means is a color. Indigo is a plant. With the help of that plant, we can make the colors to add dyes to clothes. Okay. In 1898, German scientists invented synthetic colors, artificial colors. At the cheaper price, they invented synthetic colors. That's why instead of indigo color, people or industrialists wants to industrialists gave importance to synthetic colors because they need no need to wait for so long. Here, if they want to depend on indigo, they should wait for some time. For example, if they want to cultivate indigo, they have to wait for 3 months or 4 months. After 4 months, they will get the crop. After after completion of harvest, they will get the crop. They will get the colors. But here, Germans invented synthetic colors. It's a handmade, ready-made, and easily available. So indigo cultivation was declined. Okay, option B is correct answer. It is unprofitable in the world market because of new inventions. In 1898, Germans invented synthetic colors. Because of synthetic colors, indigo cultivation was declined in India, especially in Champaran and Bengal Bihar regions, etc. etc. Fourth question. Wellesley established the Fort William College at Calcutta because. Option A. He was asked by the board of directors at the London to do so. Second option. He wanted to revive interest in Oriental learning in India. Third option. He wanted to provide William Carey and his associates with employment. D option. He wanted to train British civilians for administrative purpose in India. Okay, here answer D is correct. Answer D is correct. Up to 1853 contract in civil services, there is no open completion exam. Here, British civilians was nominated to Indian civil services or covenanted civil services. There is no any criteria for this job. British appointed their relatives, their village mates, their friends as a civil officers in India. But they had no training. So Lord Wellesley wants to remove problems. He wants to give training. He wants to give administrative skills to civil aspirants. That's why he started Fort William College at Calcutta. Because here major language is Persian. Okay, British not aware of Persian, not aware of Urdu, Bengali. Okay, total administration was center is Bengal. So they need to know about Bengali language. They need to know about Urdu or Persian. Wellesley wants to give training. Here he wants to communicate with his officials. So he should train his officers, and he want to teach Urdu, Persian, Bengali to his civil servants. That's why he started Fort William College. Option D is correct. He wanted to train the British civilians for administrative purpose in India. We'll see the next question. With reference to history of India, Uluggan or the Great Tumult is the description of the which of the following events? Option A, the revolt of 1857. Option B, Mapila rebellion 1921. Option C, the Indigo revolt 1859 to 60. Option D, Birsa Munda revolt of 1899 to 1900 is a simple question. Okay, in tribal revolts, we discuss about Uluggan or Munda rebellion or Great Tumult rebellion. Okay, answer D is correct. Option D is correct. Birsa Munda revolt. Here, Mundas, they lived in Chotanagpur Plateau. British introduced the revenue systems. British introduced outsiders in tribal area, especially Munda area, Chotanagpur Plateau. Introduced revenue collectors, police, money lenders. They want to extend agriculture. If they got if agriculture was became if agriculture was started in tribal area also, they will get a lot of taxes, they will get a lot of funds. So Munda in Munda region, they introduced a lot of outsiders. In Munda region, these Munda tribes became aliens. They are unable to till their land. Mediators, outsiders get more land. Okay, and even Christian missionaries also provoking tribals to convert into Christianity. These are the main reasons. In 1894, Birsa Munda declared himself as God, and he explained problems of Mundas to his own people, how British exploiting their resources, and these all information this information explained to his people. And he says that he was an incarnation of God, and he said that he can cure any disease, he can he can kill the British, and he mobilized the people In 1899, December 24th, he attacked on churches in Ranchi. Okay, British arrested him and put in a jail. Okay, this is the revolt related to Ulugan. And here, because of Munda rebellion, British brought Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act 1908. As per this act, government recognized tribal rights and forced labor or begar or vetti was abolished in Munda region. Okay, we'll see the next question. Sixth question. With reference to scholars of ancient India, consider the following statements. First statement, Panini is associated with Pushyamitra Sunga. Second statement, Amarsimha is associated with Harshavardhana. Kalidasa is associated with Chandragupta too. Which of the following statements given above is correct? Here, Panini. Panini lived during 3rd century or 4th century BC. But Pushyamitra Sunga related to post-Mauryan means 1st century AD. Sorry, 1st century BC. There is no here Panini and Pushyamitra Sunga both are not a contemporary. So first option is wrong. Amarasimha is associated with Harshavardhana. Amarasimha lived in the court of Chandragupta too, and he wrote a grammar book. He wrote a dictionary on Sanskrit, that is Amarakosham. Amarsimha was a lexicographer who lived in the court of Chandragupta too. So option 2 also wrong. Kalidasa is associated with Chandragupta too. Chandragupta too maintained Navaratna poets. Navaratna poets. In that, most important person is Kalidasa. Okay, third statement is correct. Kalidasa wrote many books. Abhignana Shakuntalam, Vikrama Urvashiyam, Megha Sandesham, Kumara Sambhavam, Raghuvamsham, and etc. etc. Which of the following statements given above is or correct? 1 and 2, A 1 and 2, B 2 and 3, C 3 only, D 1, 2, 3. Here Kalidasa statement is correct. Kalidasa is associated with Chandragupta too. So answer C is correct. We'll see the next question. Seventh question. Which of the following statements correctly explains the impact of industrial revolution on India during the first half of the 19th century? Option A. Indian handicrafts were ruined. Option B. Machines were introduced in the Indian textile industry in large number. Option C. Railway lanes were laid in many parts of the country. Option D. Heavy duties were imposed on the imports of British manufacturers. Here option A is correct. In England, industrialization was started. Because of industrialization, they need raw material. England is a very small country, very small island. They are unable to get raw material. That's why they depended on many other countries. That's why they depend on many colonies like India. Before British, India was a exporter of final goods, clothes, spices, etc. etc. After industrialization, British need raw material. When industrialization was started, to develop or to protect their industries, they need raw material. British destroyed Indian industries. In 1813, they opened the gates to all companies, as per Charter Act 1813 Charter Act, except tea and China trade, they opened the gates to all companies. In 1833 Charter Act, they opened the gates to all, even tea and China trade. Destruction of Indian industry was done by the British. Okay, they created India as raw material export market and final goods import market. Because of these policies, Indian handicrafts was ruined. If a industrialist of India wants to purchase raw material, he need to invest lot of money because he need to pay a lot of money. British discouraged Indian products. They imposed heavy duties on Indian products. So Indian products became price was increased. So people unable to purchase it. And they removed taxes, import and export tax on British goods. Indian products unable to beat British products. That's why Indian handicrafts were ruined. Okay, option A is correct answer. Okay, we'll see the next question. Consider the following events in the history of India. First statement, rise of Pratiharas under King Bhoja. Second statement, establishment of Pallava power under Mahendravarma I. Third statement, establishment of Chola power by Parantaka I. Fourth statement, Pala dynasty founded by Gopala. Okay, we'll see the question. What is the correct chronological order of the above events starting from the earliest time? Okay, chronological order means time framing. UPSC forgot about years, but UPSC asking about chronological order means you should remember time frame. Time. Okay, you should remember the time, and as per time, you should arrange this options. Okay, here Reza Pratihara's here of King Bhoja, his period is 836 to 885. 836 to 885 AD. King Bhoja is also popularly known as Mihira Bhoja. He developed the Pratihara dynasty. He extended Pratihara dynasty from Narmada in south Narmada to north Sutlej River in east Bengal, biggest country. Okay, if here Narmada, okay, Narmada in south Narmada to north Sutlej and east Bengal too, and borders of Afghanistan is a vast kingdom established by the Mihira Bhoja or Bhoja I. His time period is 836 to 885. 836 to 885. Pallava ruled power under Mahendravarma I. Mahendravarma I was the first important ruler in Pallava dynasty. His period is 600 to 630. 600 to 630. Okay, and he was contemporary to Pulakesi I. Okay, Mahendra Varma title says Vichitrajita, Gunabhara, Chitrakara Puli. Okay, he gave importance to construction of cave temples, construction of temples. Okay, and Mahendra Varma I wrote a book Matta Vilasa Prahasana, Delight of Trunkos. In this book, he criticized Buddhism, Jainism, and Vaishnavism. Mahendra Varma I was a great devotee of Shiva. He criticized other religions, Jainism, Buddhism, and Vaishnavism. Okay, Mahendra Varma was a great warrior. He united Pallava dynasty, but in 630, in Battle of Pullaluru, he was passed away in the hands of Pulakesi too. Okay, Chola powered by Parantaka I. Okay, Parantaka I was the first important ruler in Chola dynasty. Okay, Cholas were the subordinates of Pallavas. After decline of Pallavas, Cholas became powerful. Parantaka I was the first important ruler. His period is 9072, 9072, 9072, 955, 955 AD. Okay, and Pala dynasty founded by Gopala. Yeah, Gopala is the founder of Pala dynasty in Bengal. His period is 750 to 770. Okay, third here 600 means 2. 2 is your A, option A and option C. And the next is Pala dynasty. So 4 answer. Okay, C is the correct answer. Answer C is the correct. Okay, and Parantaka is in a 907. 907 here. King Bhoja is in 836 to 885. So option 3 is the correct answer. Next question. Ninth question. Who among the following rulers advised his subjects through his inscriptions? Whosoever praises his religious sects or blames other sects out of excessive devotion to his own sect with the view of glorifying his own sect, he rather injures his own sect very severely. Okay, option A, Ashoka. Option B, Samudragupta. Option C, Harshavardhana. Option D, Krishnadevaraya. Okay, out of these four options, Ashoka is the correct answer. Option A is correct answer. Ashoka discussed about morals and ethics. Ashoka discussed about Dhamma policy. In his Dhamma policy, he discussed about above mentioned. Okay, in inscriptions, Ashoka was the one and only ruler who discussed about morals and ethics. And Samudragupta only discussed about his victories. Harshavardhana will discuss about his victories. Krishnadevaraya will discuss about victories. Only Ashoka discussed about morals, ethics, religious policies. So answer A is correct answer. Okay, he says that we should not praise our own religion and we should not blame other religions, other sects. If you more encouraging your religion means you are damaging your own religion. We should have tolerance towards other sects, other religions. Then only our religion will get good name and fame. Okay, Ashoka is the correct answer. We'll see the next question. 10th question. With reference to history of India, consider following pairs. Famous place and present states. First statement. First one, Bilsa, Madhya Pradesh. Bilsa modern name is Vidisha. Vidisha located in Madhya Pradesh. Bilsa, in Bilsa there is many Buddhist monuments. Near Vidisha there is a Garuda pillar inscription, Besanagar inscription. Okay, related to here Sanchi Stupa also located very near to Vidisha. Okay, and the second one is Dwarasamudram. Dwarasamudram is the capital city of Hoysalas. Dwarasamudram is located in Karnataka state near Mysore. Here state was mentioned as Maharashtra. So second one is wrong. Second one is wrong. Girinagar or Girnar. Girnar located in Gujarat. So this one also correct. Staneshwara is related to Harshavardhana or Pushyabhuti dynasty. Staneshwar is located in Haryana, not Uttar Pradesh. Okay, they ruled from Staneshwar. Pushyabhutis, Prabhakaravardhana, Rajyavardhana, Harshavardhana ruled from Staneshwar. Okay, Staneshwar is in Haryana, not Uttar Pradesh. So 2 and 4 was wrong. Which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 2 and 4. 1 and 3 is correct, so option A is correct. Thanks for watching. In this video, I only discuss about only 10 questions. Remaining 10 questions, I'll make another video within 2-3 days and upload in YouTube. If you like this video, please like, share and comment and give your valuable opinion in your comment section. Please subscribe and support Naresh Kapoor channel. Thank you.